So, hey guys, Chauzu here. Pretty late stream for me, but I haven't started building for Kizuna yet, so I thought I'd do that. While doing the final fixes for the stream, I thought I'd do my daily PvP. Pretty good way to start streams in general, I'd say. That looks very free. Okay. Everything should be set up now. Hello there, Soul Zero. You're asking about the new strength team. Honestly, not sure. Well, it's pretty annoying on defense. I honestly have no idea how great it is on offense, since I don't have some of the major new units, most notably the Luffy, of course. So I will have to reserve my opinion for that. Yeah, this looks pretty easy. Okay. I've also added some. Hello there, Tribadu Tree. Welcome. Let's see if these works. I added some additional scenes. Honestly, I should have probably just downloaded the images, but I have. Let's see if they work anyway. I just need to load the websites. So yeah, going to use this when I team build in a bit. Both the 15-star and the 10-star, and then I come back here, so I think that's a decent solution. Hello there, La Resistencia. Oh, you've been working on a one for all? I probably do one as well. We'll see how annoying it looks. Yeah, there's just a lot of work that goes into making one for alls. I've only done some minor preparation. When I looked at it, it looked like my main reaction was like, okay, so we need to build a mono-driven team, preferably. It looks like the latest King Legend will be really good. And I need to see which of the new Kizuna rare recruits is the best one. Is it Croc? Is it Kaido? Honestly, no idea. I presume Croc, but might as well double check. Okay, one more battle, then we're going to do some team building. Soul Zero, you ask about the Captain Swap bug on Super Boss. Honestly, I've not looked at all at Super Boss, so let's just do the one for all, and then we can move on to the Super Boss, I think. a bit annoying. Looks fine. Let's just go Dix. Okay, Geos here. Yeah, well. One for all in general does require pretty good accounts, which is why I should probably try and make videos with other teams too. My main issue is that, one, I really don't care a lot for Kizuna in general. Two, my one for all team is like the by far one of my most viewed videos per month, so I feel that is important enough. And then like when I get into building more accessible teams, like a lot of time has passed, I figured that people don't really care about like normal teams, and I also feel like a lot of other people do that, so in general I'm pretty happy with what I do for Kizuna. If anything, like for 10 star, like my doing a one for all team, if I pull one for all with boosters, and then maybe if I feel like it's some higher damage teams, I think that will be my main focus for 10 star. For Super Boss, I can try and build a bit more. My goal is to have at least some team to try tomorrow morning against Super Boss. But yeah, we'll see. There is a lot of competition. You mean like in Kizuna? There probably is. Honestly, I don't really care too much about the rankings in Kizuna outside of World Cruise. Like World Cruise in general is one of the few things I really care about in this game. But yeah, Super Boss can be rough. We'll see if my lack of Kaido and the new batch will hurt me. Probably will. But yeah, I've been able to do pretty decent damage. Like, ironically, the unit I lacked the most last Super Boss was the Kanjuro. Like, he was basically impossible to replace. Oh, there's a competition with making one for all teams, probably. But I think I'm one of the main ones people go to. I was one of the first who really pioneered the one for all. I can't say I created it, but I think it's safe to say that I was one of the ones who really popularized it. So yeah, it feels like my baby a bit, and like if I make a one for all video, like it easily gets over 5,000 views, maybe up to 10,000, and for me that doesn't happen often. But I do find it ironic that of all modes I get a lot in Kizuna, which I really don't care about. I try and spend as little time as possible in that mode. Okay, time to team build. What are your thoughts on Bardo support? I'm happy to talk about the Bardo support. We can do that before starting. I maintain what I said in the video I made, that in my eyes he's a must puller. I will pull on him. The ironic thing is that since I will pull anyway, I might as well just pull now, but it's purely about optics. I've said I'm not going to pull until New Year, and if I pull now, even if it doesn't matter if I pull now or on the 29th of December, whatever it is, but still people will be like, oh, you couldn't resist the temptation. Like, it doesn't really matter, but since I've said I'm not going to pull until New Year, I might as well stick to it. As for the actual unit, from testing I've heard, he has apparently an amazing damage threshold. We're talking like, from what I've heard, it's about a 95% threshold, which is amazing. And yeah, like, it's just great. Like, in my opinion, one of the most valuable supports overall. Like, basically not being able to be killed in one turn just thanks to support that has is such easy to fit on so many units. Like, amazing support. Like, I saw that Chauzu dropped a tier list. Like, I don't usually view them, but I was just curious where he put Barto, and Barto wasn't in the top, and I was like, Nah, bro. Barto is going to be godlike for years to come. Like, just put him on a team, you probably won't die to anything. Just amazing. So easy pull. I will easily do 10 multis for him if needed, but I will wait a bit. Let's get the New Year Sugo first. Bobby, hello. You said thoughts on the triple color bosses. Personally love the team creativity that comes with them. I honestly don't think they are very creative in practice, because it usually ends up like when we get to very high HP, basically you only really hit with the first color. Like, I guess I don't really see any scenarios realistically where you actually try and hit with multiple colors long term, since like damage keeps changing, so it's hard to really pinpoint when you can get that exact damage. And then suddenly when you hit the cap, it's going to be really hard to like kill in very few runs. So yeah, and it's just annoying also, since when you hit the super boss down with 3 colors, like, it's not like you make a team for if it has color 1, color 2, color 3. Like, maybe you will, but people don't really do that. So yeah, it could be creative, but I'd say in practice it's just a nuisance. It only took you 10 multis. Well, it was guaranteed in 10 multis at least. One of the better deals in the game, but yeah, my condolences. Always sucks when you have to go for 10. Anyway, let's team build now. So if we start with 10 star. Trying to see if I can move it up. There we go. 10 star. From looking at this, I noticed that the first thing I always view with these is like what colors and classes are boosted. And from this we can see that for a 1 for all, we have to build Driven, Quickside Int. So that's the main thing. Quickside Int and only Driven. That's the starting point. Then there are always exceptions, and we also always have to consider weird combos like maybe Shooter, Cerebral, Striker, Powerhouse. Like, if they have that combo, it also works for all colors. So usually I try and do mono Driven, and then like if I really need something and I can't find it, then you start exploring the rest basically. Another thing to always remember as well is the boosted list for the Kizuna. Not that it's often that great, but need to keep it in mind anyway. I also need to keep in mind that Luffy is a ticket booster, which is incredibly annoying since he obviously doesn't help at all in terms of Driven. But yeah, he's a ticket booster, so what can you do? So he's the first one I put on the team. The first one I also put on the team is probably King as captain. And we need to decide the friend captain. And some other potential usable units. Like stuff like Cracker being boosted could be very good, for sure. Blackbeard and Whitebeard too. Like, there are some pretty good units boosted that can be forgotten about. But while we're here, let's take a look at the boosted units. They don't add any resist to their captain. So the only thing that matters is which special do you want the most. I know that in terms of damage, Crocodile is by far the best, since we get his super type to get the damage reduction attack boost, but for 1 for all, damage is not the main priority, I'd say. But he also has the fact that he can reduce damage nullification, which is one of the most niche abilities in the game, so I think he will be used just because of that anyway, but obviously not 100% guaranteed. Maybe I should cancel notices. At least it doesn't say names or anything that will have been very bad. But I think I'll try and think about it in the future. I don't really get any notices. I don't even use Facebook, but it just keeps coming up. Kaido down. He does have his ability to kill. Hello there, Tube Cry, my biggest fan. Do 10 mods for Barty is worth? Of course it's worth. I will do it if needed. Bard has the ability to kill, but that doesn't look like something you'd use for a final stage. Sounds like maybe a mini stage or something. You have the siege reduction, attack down removal. Kaido just see. Kaido does seem a lot of mech compared to Crocodile, but we'll have to see a bit what the bosses do. But basically, Kaido, attack down, threshold, siege reduction, Crocodile, special bind, and damage nullification. Okay. So let's say a starting point. We should change to Quickside in Driven. We put King. Let's just do that for now and see if it sticks. Luffy. Well, he's not driven, of course. Want my TCG Luffy for the ticket boost. TCG Luffy does damage reduction, I know. Sets defense to 0 could be useful. And sadly, that's everything he does. Okay, this is the starting point, not this ship, obviously. Let's just put the default ship for now. Croc really helps for that damage nullification. I'm sure he does. Like, when you see damage nullification, you know it's going to be rough. Either in Trash Map or in Kizuna. One multi for Barton and Vivi. Yeah, that's incredibly lucky. Domenico, congratulations. But yeah, with that said, let's start building for real. Okay. So one thing you have to think, one thing I like to do is to see, can I get one single unit to handle stage 2? So stage 2, we have damage reduction, we have block orbs. Orbs, by the way, you always have to keep in mind that maybe we can let a captain handle it or something like that. Maybe we can use a sailor. Doesn't have to be a special, but damage reduction probably needs a special. Moving on. Sai has damage threshold and death up. So now I'm immediately thinking something that removes all of those by 5 turns. Then stage 2 has the special reverse, nullify damage, and slot change. So that's incredibly annoying, honestly. Another annoying thing is that even if you use Crocodile as captain, he doesn't actually resist special reverse. So you're still pretty screwed by that. Is this the only nullified damage? There's one there as well. This is actually really annoying because it basically means that you use Crocodile here for this, and then here you use Crocodile for nullify damage. One other thing that might be possible, but probably not optimal, and sadly no seed reduction. Like LLB Carrot will handle all of this, counter the special reverse, handle the nullified damage, set defense to 0, ignore damage threshold and damage reduction. Carrot even has a support for block, but I doubt the CD will be ready sadly, since none of the classes really boosted, but will be pretty good on paper. Let's just see what units do we have to handle all of these. And I want it to be driven, of course. Basically nothing for driven. Perfect. Perfect. Great. That's very unfortunate. Shooter there. Cerebral Powerhouse Shooter. Striker Cerebral Powerhouse. If we do shooters. Nope. If we do Powerhouse. Oh. Okay, so we have two candidates there with the... sadly, she's Dex though, so that doesn't work, but maybe this Smoothie. But I don't think she does 5 turns either. I think she's 4 turns. Yeah, very sad. Very sad. Right away, a pretty annoying one for all, not going to lie. Can you reduce it? We can't see you. Honestly, with long term, obviously I'd always want a face cam, but I put this together pretty quick. And I think the most important thing when looking at info is actually like seeing the stuff it does. We don't see you. Yes, that's kind of the point. I wanted to optimize seeing what the bosses do. Like the smaller I do the text, the harder it is. I also had a weird bug with my camera where if I had it in different sizes, like it just stopped working. I might revisit it for next time, but I was pretty tired this time, so I just went for it. Maybe it works with double Kaido. I don't know, like... If I don't have Kaido or Croc, I have a hard time thinking in terms of having them. A lot of people often ask me like, if I had this booster, who can I replace? But I have a hard time thinking like that. And I imagine Crocodile and Kaido is better, but... Like, Crocodile should be good on paper, but I'm really bummed about this special reverse and nullified damage. Because basically nullified damage there kinda nudges you to put in the Kaido or use the Croc there. Optimally, I want to use only the same unit stage 2 and the same stage 3, but it's hard when they do setups like this. Doing the special reverse and nullified damage combo is also very evil of them, not going to lie. So, yeah. Maybe we start with thinking a bit like, can we actually get some good juice out of the Luffy? Like, can he do something? This Blackbeard is an old point event unit. I think is available in the Recollection Archive. Let's see. It's hard to say because sometimes they skip the most obvious stuff. If he's here, he should be here, but I don't see him. So maybe they actually skipped him, that's very dumb. But he's pretty good on paper. He only removes 4 turns though, which is annoying. I guess not in the PKA shop either then. Looks like he's not available. That's a big shame. He's pretty good. But yeah, then there's this Blackbeard and he only reduces 1 turn. So yeah, he's just 1 turn, pretty shit. But this one is pretty good. But unavailable by the looks of it. But as said, only 4 turns. That's a bit of an issue. What I'm wondering then is like, if we go back here. Can Luffy help anything? Like, I can use Luffy on the 10 star to remove the damage reduction if something else handles the block. On the second one, he doesn't really do anything. But yeah, this is the one where I thought about King, since it does add fear and it has special bind and special reverse. Only for the captain though, only for the subs though, so the captain could handle it. But the annoying thing with that, as I said, is that the captain doesn't handle the special reverse against this 10-star boss. Very dumb. Like this stage 2 here is the main reason why I'm kind of negative about using Croc as Frank Captain, even if he's obviously good. Because he can't handle everything stage 2 in one unit here. So that's very rough. Let's see how much Kaido can handle instead. So Kaido does attack down here, damage threshold here. So Kaido does a lot against this one. Kaido here doesn't do anything, but he can help here, but Kaido doesn't handle the death up. Very annoying. And then here, Kaido handles the attack down. And obviously Kaido helps with the special reverse here as well, even if he doesn't, or the special bind, I mean. And he does special bind here too, so Kaido has special bind, right? I need to double check. Let's see. Is Kaido CD? Let's see. It takes a while for me to get used to what units does and doesn't. Let's see here. Yeah, it is CD, okay. And Croc is special bind. So we had a lot of special bind which Croc handles. But that comes another annoying thing. Let's take a look at that. Which is that on this one, nullified damage is on stage 2, where you'd want to use Croc. But on the final boss, there's the special bind that you want Croc to remove. So I really hate stuff like that. That's going to be really annoying. And like, there's only one thing that really destroys everything here. It's this special reverse. The question is if we can stall it though, or if we can use a support to bypass it. The only really good support for that is the Nami, but we don't have any paralysis here. Since we have a powerhouse team, maybe Hoodie, but Croc himself is not powerhouse. Pudding also removes nullification. Yeah, I'm sure some units does. By inputting, I presume you mean that unit we got for Trash Map or Shidex. Let's take a look at damage nullification reducers. You mean this pudding? Didn't even consider her. She's driven, so that's nice. Reduces damage nullification. And sure, she has her CD reduced when other units use their special, but what other unit do we use? Is basically the question. But if we just put her in, we can always look at supporters too. This actually works. Yeah, that will work for that. And then but then we have the problem talked about a bit before. But it might not be a problem because of the Luffy. Bao Wang should also work. Maybe. Problem is that she's not very accessible, and I try to keep these teams somewhat accessible. Putting an Kizuna recruit here instantly makes it unaccessible. So Bawang there, but this combo is probably a bit more realistic then. Kaido super type gives -1 turn. That's pretty dope. I forgot that they had super types, but yeah, I should probably look then. I know what Crocodile does since he's purely damage. I honestly forgot about Kaido. So maybe Kaido is the play then. Super type. That HP thing though is hella memey. Since what unit is going to put us at this low HP? I guess we have all of those death damage that I haven't even begun to consider because I'm still trying to figure out stage 2. Yeah, the HP restriction is pretty meh. We do get some orb changes as well, which is pretty dope. Sadly, doesn't change block orbs. And kind of a CD reduction, damage threshold, attack down. So it's not that bad to be honest, but well, I keep it in mind. That's pretty okay. But yeah, if you go back to this. So this one, we could use Luffy for this one. Then, I don't know if Luffy has any support to change block orbs when using special, I don't think so. No, it's just final stage and that doesn't really help here. But say for this one, let's say we use Kaido Friend. We use Kaido Friend with the Moby Dick, since that makes us ready right away. This should have Kaido's super ready. This means that stage 1 we can use Kaido's super and we get a few Wano orbs that won't be changed to block. Then stage 2 here we use Luffy for damage reduction. And remove that. So that's handled then. Then we just need something here to remove damage threshold and death up. And it's not going to be Kaido because I really want to use Kaido for the final stage all of the time. The annoying thing is that it's not just damage reduction and death up, it's the nullified damage too. But with this we don't really need the pudding since Kaido will handle the CD. Then you need to get damage in turn 1. Well, as long as you fulfill the condition for the super type anytime, you can use it at any time you want. But let's just think a bit here. Let's look at damage nullification again. So these are all of them. Do we have anyone that does anything else helpful? If we add Threshold, for example. Okay. And if we do Death Up. Okay. With Queen support, I think he removes 4 turns, but that is obviously not enough. Does remove damage threshold, which is annoying. It's the one I like. Like, that's interesting, but it doesn't let us handle the death up, and I don't even think Drake is boosted. Power Striker actually works, but he's not strength, so that's unfortunate. Then again, we might not need to use him. I think I saw utilizing the side free-to-play Sanji with a Luffy support for the nullification. Well, I wouldn't need to use that since I have a Luffy on the team. Like if I use the Sanji, for example, who isn't driven by the way, but he should still be fine since he has very low CD. Like if I use him, probably fine since he's so low CD. But maybe not, like I'm just used to him always being boosted, which he isn't here. He's boosted against everything but one color. And I have a feeling it's the color we don't like. Like against the Psy variation, he's not boosted, which is where I really want to use him to help with def up. So it looks like there's no universal solution for this. So probably best to give up universal solutions. Okay, it makes it more complicated. More complicated can be more fun. But yeah, let's go back to the drawing board a bit. Let's keep thinking about the Kaido route for a bit, because he does help a bit. My goal is to mainly use Kaido for the final stage. He will be able to reduce CD there. Yeah, like here for example, versus Psy 10 star, if I use Kaido, special reverse for top row is just 1 turn. But for crewmates it's 2 turns. So here against the Psy, I can save Kaido super type for final stage, use it and then use Kaido special, and the special reverse is handled. And then for the boss, here, final stage, I think there's attack down, which Kaido handles. So that's pretty dope. Interesting. It just feels like there's so much to handle here. But Kaido is pretty interesting. He helps with some damage too. Don't remember if Kaido is attack boost or ore boost. I think he's attack, but let's double check. Yeah, attack boost. Makes sense. Okay. Yeah, attack down, limit special, he can handle CD reverse. His super type is useful for 2 other stages early. So it's just about handling the puzzle, but it means that every stage will have some different combinations, so going to be very weird. But if we think in terms of that, then Kaido doesn't really need to handle special reverse anymore. So one annoying thing then to handle is the special bind. And the main thing is that we have a special bind with fear, which not many units can handle at all. Let's see. Driven. Quick side. Attack boost, which has overlap with the main units we are seeing here, I think. Like Upon Crew does attack boost. Maybe not Shiki, but do I want to use Shiki? He handles the spear, but we don't really get that. Or boost, but doesn't boost Psy. Unfortunate. Does any of these even have fear? Maybe the Diamante, but I don't want to use him. Doesn't even have it. Maybe the buggy? No, he got hunger. I know he got a weird one. Usually units like him get fear, but he got hunger instead. Maybe Zoro got fear? Okay, now we're talking. Sadly, oh my god. Why did he have to handle attack down of everything? Oh my god. Kaido already handles attack down. Such a waste. But that's possible, or I just go the king route. But like if I go king as said, Kaido is also a bit superfluous since king also handles the seed reduction. And a lot of chain. If we go back here and look. Yeah, this variation has special bind final stage, which means we want to use king to remove it. But then stage 2 has special reverse and we need to use king to remove it. But then again, of course, if I do king and Kaido, then there's no problem. So maybe I just continue down that path for a bit. So the plan then is that king and Kaido always final stage. And now we need the rest to help a bit with different stages, basically. What do we have left to handle? Because for stage 2, we handle everything except for nullify damage on 2 different stages, and there's very few units who handles that. We also have a damage threshold and a def up. We also have some other def ups to handle, but there's also some conditionals allowed, like this allows def down. So we could do a def down reducer somehow. And that brings back the idea of Sanji a bit, but like there's nobody who does all of this, basically. So realistically, the nullified damage unit has to be used stage 3 and stage 2. So I guess we start from there. What options do we have? King doesn't handle all the special reverse in the side variation. Let's see. Oh, no, it's fine because I was thinking Kaido with king, so that works. But yeah, it does mean that Kaido with king is pretty good. So let's continue down the Kaido path then. So that's the plan is used in final stage. What do I use other than them though? Let's focus on reduce damage nullification. These are the boosted units. Nullified damage is always 1 turn. I probably have to start with pudding just for removed king. Oops. Just for making it more realistic to build for people. Like I know that people are already going to cry about me using king. So what can you do? Pudding as well. Let's look a bit about other combinations too. If you do shooter, nothing helpful here. If you do powerhouse, I could actually use the yak too. So if I use the yak, like if I do the yak with the queen, right, is usable. Then you remove 4 turns of def up. Then we can check if there's something else that can help remove def up. Am I on support? Yes. I know Luffy has one, but it's the ace. Makino too. Like, Luffy has a few, but these are not very accessible support, so I prefer not. But look, we already have run out of space. Okay, we don't really need the pudding then, of course, but that is a potential option. So I think I'll keep it on Jack for now and see what happens. Hello there, Code. I'm having a hard time building versus quick. Yeah, like these aren't easy for sure. Oh, I just realized I was on the wrong one. It will happen, I'm still inexperienced. I've been trying stuff out a bit here, changing. I'll use the Int Beast Parrot badge with Dex Jack on the Kaido for that spear turn. You mean that you'd use the... Okay, that's actually interesting. Because we could actually use the... maybe it's not... Oh yeah, it's through them right. We could actually use this Kaido. And basically that will mean that we could get specials back. So that means we could use, say, Frank Captain Kaido, stage 2 and 3, which makes team building a lot more realistic. And obviously we get a lot of boost from this Kaido, so it's pretty nice. Maybe. We still have one issue I haven't thought about though, which is survival. Like, the annoying thing is like, if I just had Bart, I could just put Bart on Luffy and survive everything, but yeah, let's not go that route. This side 10-star boss also has quite pain. Probably feasible to handle, but it's really hard to think about pain before doing teams. Like, sure, if you know you have a lot of duo units or such, then yeah. But like, if I don't, like, should I really care too much about that? Honestly, not sure. We also take the HP cut, so yeah, we just need something to help with survival, but what more do we need to handle? That's basically the question. Def up, do we ever get more than 5 turns of def up? No, 5 turns is the max we're ever going to get. So we're pretty close to handle all of it. What haven't we handled yet? We lack 1 turn of def up. We don't... Well, with Kaido we do have damage threshold cover, since we can use Frank Captain Kaido twice. What else? Def up almost handled. Special bind is handled. Attack down is handled. I think the Kaido handles limit special uses. Special bind, special reverse handled. Nullified damage is handled. But yeah, oh, that was a big misstep on my part. Nullified damage here. We can't use nullified damage there and then have the queen support for def up, so probably remove that for now. So basically def up and some healing, question mark. Or damage reduction, but let's see. Well, we can also go with the def down, of course, depending on the options. That barter will probably help, but yeah. As code says, I'm using V1 Hoshi and Manchuri to remove pain plus heal. That's pretty cool actually. They actually are usable since we have Cerebral here, we have Striker there, and we have the Intensai. So Chauzu and Manchuri are actually legit usable and they remove pain. Very interesting actually. Problem is that if I add them in, I still haven't handled the def up. So the question is what we do with that. Do we have any def down stuff? Nope. So yeah, we keep Chauzu and Manchuri in mind. That's a good shout. And see if there's anything else we can consider. Oh, good shout out, Pedro. And I even thought about the Luffy before. Can we use him though? We probably can, right? Actually, very many thanks for mentioning the Luffy. It's a bit annoying because I even said Luffy did set defense to 0. But yeah, that's really good. Let's see. So Luffy, against 10 star strength, we use him to remove the damage reduction. Against Sai, we use him to set defense to 0 here. Should not be full immunity. Should not be. Should. And then here, final stage, remove, set defense to 0. Okay. This actually works, doesn't it? Let's throw it together and see what we can optimize. Okay. So let's see which one is the better one. It's the int one. That is always boosted, so they handle healing. They handle even the pain. So even if that's annoying, we can remove it. I also forgot that we use Moby Dick, so that could be an issue. But the cool thing is that since we are using this Kaido, we can just bring them back again. So that's pretty nice to use them yet again if we need to. Kaido also helps a lot with the damage. Let's do some shadow boxing. Let's try and beat all of them on paper. Let's see if this works out. So against 10 star strength here, we have damage reduction. We have the block orbs, but on stage 1, we are going to use Kaido's super type to preemptively get some 1 orbs so we can avoid the block orbs. We don't need to change them. Final stage, we take a lot of damage. If I can't survive that with Moby Dick, I have to use Shirahoshi and Manchuri early. So I just need to keep in mind, can I use them again after I use Kaido? The Friend Captain Kaido handles damage threshold. Recovery bind. Do the wives handle that? I presume so. Indeed they do. Nullify damage. Yak, I probably keep him. And of course I take a ton of damage here on death. The question is, do I need some damage reduction support? Maybe healing is not enough. We'll get back to that in a bit. And at level 31 plus, we have damage threshold. One more turn, it's fine. Attack down is fine. Kaido handles those. So yeah, we don't need to be scared about using specials again here. So that's dope. But yeah, what was I thinking about? It was the damage reduction. Let's see what we can do. Luffy, we are using stage 2, so he can't really help. And we also need to remember that Kaido deletes buffs. That's actually pretty weird here. I do feel like we should have a lot of HP, but like as long as we are about 1,000 HP, we're fine. So I think maybe we should just go for damage reduction stuff. This is strength. It's the only really scary one in terms of death damage. So I'll just put some support to reduce strength damage, I guess. So it should be fine against that variation. Let's check the next one. 10-star Sai. Stage 2, we use Luffy and Kaido. They handle those debuffs. Final stage, we get an HP cut. And we get pain. Shirahoshi Manchuri handles them. The combination of Kaido and King handles the special reverse. And that's for all variations. So this is pretty funny. This boss is really die hard. Special bind, special reverse, and some damage and nothing else. That's a very weird combo. But yeah, we should be good against that too. And in this variation, we use Yak to remove nullified damage. Kaido super type to reduce special reverse. Unfavorable orbs. Well, we get 1 orbs with Kaido super, of course. Boss. Yeah. No death down immunity, so Luffy handles the death up. Limit special uses. At least the Kaido friend captain handles that. Maybe something else too. Kaido handles attack down. King handles special bind. And yeah. We're good, I think. I think we're actually done with the one for all. Thanks for the help, guys. It's pretty fun to build when you get some input. But I think we're done. This should work. The one thing remaining is like potential optimizations, like for Kaido, for example. We have an incredibly good support for him, which is of course the Orochi. So sadly not all here are driven, but those who are will get a big damage boost. And of course the friend captain is, who will be rainbow damage. Other than that, not sure what else to add. SC Set says, I'm done with my 10-star teams too. I was trying to build something for Luffy level V2, level 4 with Albo before approaching the 15 star. Yeah, good luck with that. Always good to see people working on Grand Voyage. The problem with Mr. Tree is that he will be removed by Kaido special. Kaido is good in a lot of ways, but not good in that particular aspect. But if you save a special for after Kaido, then sure, you can have a damage reduction support. But I am going with the assumption that it will work out. Now the hard part is finding Kaido friends. Yay! At least you can save Kaido for when you do assists. And if you find any crocodile, you can use them to just give up and let someone do your assist. So that's something positive at least. Not having King, yeah. Like, I know where it's going to be tomorrow. Replacement for King, replacement for Kaido, replacement for Shirahoshi Manchuri. Like, they can't replace people. Yeah, but as I said, like the main issue is that the variant where we could make some use with Luffy for something like that, we have to use Luffy stage 2, so any support we use on Luffy will disappear basically, unfortunately. But yeah, I think I will settle here. I need to try it for myself, see how it feels, see if I overlooked something, but on paper it looks fine. But yeah, there's always something you overlook. It's hard to avoid. I don't like to overthink it. Like, I have something I can go in with. Now we have to see, does it actually work? So with that said, I guess we start looking a bit on the super bosses. I'm actually pretty tired, so this is going to be my last energy, then I'm going to sleep basically. It actually started snowing in Sweden today. Very weird, we don't usually have snow this time of the year nowadays. Like when I was a kid we could get snow in October, but it has changed a lot since then. But yes, snow, very unusual. It will probably go away since it's pretty warm, but yeah, I really cranked up the heat due to freezing, so yeah, it is what it is. And the team with the new badge, I will say what I always say, I leave that to the people who has the new badge. I'm not going to try and come up with teams I can't even use myself in any way. So, it is what it is. Super Boss, and as said, I've literally not looked at this yet. This is the first time I look at it. Okay. Int. So this one is for Psy. Free Spirit Cerebral. Okay. Negate additive chain multiplier boost set chain multiplier. So basically, you're not allowed to have any chain boost and no chain lock or chain boundary, which is rough when it comes to damage. 10 or more for 1 turn. And there's damage threshold for 5 turns, and that's it. The rest is just if you stall. So I lied a bit. I actually looked at just this. I remember that there was one boss which was like this in terms of chain boundary. So the question is, can we avoid it somehow? Negate is a pretty funny word. Like, does it mean that it's like intimidate, but it's an intimidate that is for like 99 turns, automatically removes everything. Don't really see how they do it otherwise, but I would say it's a pretty creative use of it. Hello there, Bang Bang. Yeah, chance. In Paris, only rain. Yeah, honestly, I dislike rain more than snow. Snow is pretty chill in comparison. The main issue with snow, of course, is that snow always comes with freeze, like it's cold. So that's the main negative. Okay, but mainly Psy Respiratory Cerebral. Let's just check for science, like, is there any chain boundary that can last long enough? One thing I do know is that we do have the Kid Luffy. So with the Kid Luffy, and if you can use his super class, you can actually extend chain boundary. So in theory, if you have a 3-turn chain boundary, it turns into a 5-turn chain boundary, and that means you can keep it from stage 1 to stage 3. So you bypass that mechanic. Other than Kid Luffy, not sure what else will be good. We also can consider, of course, chain boost, but that's a much more weak mechanic in terms of damage. Ace is a bit interesting, like we can't get his chain boost, but we can get his other chain stuff. Probably not worth it though. Yeah, I'd say we try and avoid thinking about chain for now. Let's start with the other stuff. Okay. Def up. There's also immunity except increased damage taken. Okay. That immediately screams 6+ Gear 5 Luffy, since you can actually use this EX. And well, there's a lot here screaming Gear 5 Luffy, so not very surprising. Boosts attack by 3 times for 1 turn. Reduce action turns. What does that mean? Let me look up the JP text. I have no idea what that means. I hate global sometimes with the translations. Let's look up the OG. Twitter recruit. Let's see what JP writes. Wow, JP posts are completely different. Let's see if it looks good here. Hello there, Shishi Son. Have a great life. Well, that's very dark of you, but thanks. Let's see. Here is the JP tweet. What does it say here? Which one is which? Is this just the same? This doesn't look like... Oh, it's up in the top left. Okay, it's the wrong one. There we go. Okay. What does it say? Battle tree. Oh. Aha, it's about the boss. The boss has 3 times attack. That's the boss marked in Rage. And I guess it means that the enemy is ready to attack. It's pretty weird, but okay. Let's assume this is not about us then. So yeah, let's assume that... Let's see. Let's say that this thing that says boost attack by 3 times for 1 turn, reduce action turns. Let's just assume that's not about us. That's just about the enemy. Okay. Interrupt specials, increase damage taken, force... What? So you allow increased damage taken, but you counter it? Remove beneficial effects and slot bind. Interrupt specials, damage, percent damage, fixed damage until enemies 1 normal action. So basically, after the enemy has attacked, they won't interrupt anymore. This is giving me a headache. How do they even want you to play this? Like, do they want you to stall? Yeah, I'm a bit stumped by that. That's very weird. Weird wording, super types only. They want you to use the base key 5 after to remove the limiter. Maybe. Sure, you can remove the limiter, but we still have all of the other stuff. Let's see. Okay. Like, the remove beneficial effects is a big deal. It makes increased damage taken hard to use. And you kind of want to use it. You could use Roger, of course, but he's pretty useless except for that one thing. If we check potential ability, I'm very happy we have this filter, by the way. Slopine. Roger resisted. Gear 5 as well. Okay, we're kind of cooking that. Could do something with that. But the problem is, of course, that the Frank Captain, like you want both the Gear 5 as Captain too. But yeah. But thinking about it, it says that interrupt, like, I feel like I'm dumb. Like, they won't interrupt 6 plus super EX, right? They never interrupt that. It's the forced increased damage taken that took me aback, but surely it shouldn't be possible to interrupt an EX. I don't think I've ever seen that, so I was overthinking it a bit, I think. So this is the increased damage taken. We're good with that. And as said, we can use the Gear 5 Luffy as Frank Captain. Lyric, yeah, they might want you to kill over 2 turns, but since I don't really have that badge, I don't really feel like it. And I kind of dislike killing over 2 turns, like especially if you're not doing any damage 1 turn with the limiter. Like if you can remove the limiter and there's only 1 turn of the limiter, so we can remove it with Luffy. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good combo. So let's go with this idea. What more do we need to handle? We can ignore the barrier because of Gear 5 Luffy EX. We can ignore the damage threshold on stage 2. We ignore the spear due to 6 plus Gear 5 Luffy. It looks a bit easy all of a sudden. The main thing here is, of course, the chain thing, but we can't really do anything about that. As it stated, the limitation will pop up every time you deal damage. Well, as he said, I have a hard time imagining they will stack the nullification turns. Like, I don't really think it works like that in game, that they can keep stacking it, but I might be wrong. Might be wrong. I guess we need to try it. But of course, in that case, it's hard to use both the Luffys. For sure. But I think we need to try. Might as well build this, and if it doesn't work, then you try again. Okay, so we just need to handle the death up. Not stacking, but forced you to kill in 2 turns. Well, the thing is that if you use, say, the Gear 5 Luffy specials, they're only 1 turn, so you have to go down. You can't wait 1 more turn. At least that's my take on it. But yeah, let's see what damage we can stack with this team. We already know the first unit we're going to add, of course. It's the classic, the one and only, the Robin. Save a few spirits. Then, preferably, we add increased damage taken conditional. It will be the most optimal. So that basically means Sorrow, I guess. Maybe you stall and retreat for stage 2. Well, I saw that stage 2 has super block, so 6+ gear 5 handles that, but I don't really see the point in stalling. Sure, we could stall, but we could also just kill, so not really sure. For now, I'll go with killing stage 2. Like, we could stall if needed, but don't really see the point in doing that. So Sora here. And this, by doing this, it means that we're not going to do a all-color team for 6+ gear 5, but it should be fine. Let me just refresh how Sora works. How do you get the... Oh, you don't need to do a lot of effort to get that. It's pretty good. Just a matter about getting the tandem orbs, I guess. But yeah, I do get super tandem with him too, which is nice. And we go with the rush for Luffy, so we got that covered. Not sure if I go for the attack boost of Sorrow. I don't think so, since he's going to be the one to give us tandem orbs. And yeah, if you have a hard time getting that, I can just use the Hiyori to get a 1 orb. This will let him get tandem for sure. So what do we even need more now? Well, we haven't handled the death up yet, so I need to remember that. But yeah, we got the double conditional, we got the attack boost, orb boost, color affinity. Presuming it will work, of course. We don't know if this will work, since we have a lot of damage dealing special. Like, if every damage dealing special we do adds +1 on the damage limiter, then there's not much we can do. But yeah, we have to wait and see about that, I'd say. Maybe we should read what the JP text says about that. Let me bring it up. Let's see where that text is. Yeah, it seems to be the same. Yeah, we just need to test. I have no idea if they can keep stacking the damage limiter. That's true, Pedro. Sora does start with a Wano. That's true, Code. The secret Gear 5 Luffy 1 turn of death up removal. You always forget it, but it's there. Yeah, we could skip Hiyori, and of course we could use like Koshiro to reduce death up. By 4 turns I can even add Sabo here, and we have death up covered. Yes. Yeah, you're thinking very good, Pedro. I was already doing it when you wrote that. But yeah, I did have that in mind. But like it feels like we do a lot already. So we have basically all buffs we can ask for. Maybe not like base attack boost, but that's pretty low priority, as I always say. So I guess we need to look a bit about Chain. But as said, we can't get Chain Lock or Chain Boost. We can get Chain Boost if it's a 5-turn Chain Boost. But that's pretty rare, to say the least. Yeah, pretty rare. I prefer a Chain Boundary then, but that's even more unlikely. Hard to imagine a 5-turn Chain Boundary. It would be very cool if we had a Chain Boundary unit like the Vivi, the Limited Re-Recruit Vivi, that lets you get that 3-turn Chain Lock after you hit like 2 perfects. That would be very cool. But I don't think it will help in this scenario anyway. Yeah, I don't think Chain Boundary is going to happen unless I've overlooked something. So let's see what other stuff we got. The Zoro could have been nice actually, not gonna lie. Shame that the Super Tandem Zoro is better. They really go with the law? The law of all units? So that's the increased chain growth rate, but we also have the chain multiplier boost. I don't think it's added here as its own thing, which is very dumb. I think it's counted as a normal chain boost, which is why the Zoro shows up here. Just super dumb. So that means I have to use the other DB. It's annoying when you can't just use in-game. Yeah, let's go with this. Cerebral Free Spirit. Special ability, boost damage. Chain boost multiplicative. New Shanks, of course. I've been thinking about this Bonnie. The cool thing is that this Bonnie actually will give us a chain boost. I think she is a 5-turn chain booster. So that's pretty cool. And we also can get... I don't think we get the chain boundary here, sadly. But we can get the chain multiplier growth rate. So that's actually a lot we can get from one unit potentially. So worth keeping in mind, the Bonnie. And if you look at the rest here, there's basically nothing. Like Shanks would be great, of course, but who has Shanks? Not me, at least. But yeah, looking at this, it does feel pretty clear that I should just add the Bonnie. Just do it. And if you look at this, well, we have the Garp. This is actually pretty funny. Sadly, I can't use the Garp since I need to fulfill the EX condition. But you usually don't use Garp since you get the bad chain boundary. But in this case, we actually don't get the chain boundary. This is incredibly badly worded. I think I prefer to look at it in-game, to be honest. But yeah, I think Bonnie is probably a good shout. Who was it again? It was Garp. just for fun. So yeah, said with Carp, the fun thing is that we usually wouldn't use him because of the bad chain boundary. Well, it's a pretty good chain boundary, but... Oh yeah, that's how it was. Everything is plus 0.3, which makes it pretty meh, since we already get plus 0.3 from Perfect, so yeah. Still not a good idea. Well, I've been cool though. But yeah, let's put in Bonnie. This Bonnie has seen so much use since release. I probably say that she's the free-to-play unit of the year, really, in terms of unique kit and just long-term viability and even having a great support. Haven't used it yet though, but 2 turns paralysis removal for Kuma. And Kuma's probably getting some good legend last year, I presume. So yeah, go with that, I guess. Another one we can go with is... We can go with the Momo on Luffy. That also gives us a bit of extra increased chain, but it's just plus 0.1, so it's not a big deal. So the question is, do we just go for the law? Like, law is the only one here that could work. Yamato too, I guess, but I prefer law then. Not that great. Well, law is not that much more, I guess. Let's consider some other options like effect boost. Is there anything that can really buff the team a lot? Nothing that I can think of. Nothing noteworthy, I'd say. Let's look at the legendary base attack boost as well. But I guess for base attack boost, if we have another Psy unit, we could just put the Urogue. Urogue is just Psy, right? Or is it unit specific? It's actually unit specific. Okay. Then I think it's optimal to put that on. Can Bonnie get it, by the way? I forgot about that. Yo, that's actually super cool. Versus Yamato is actually a good shout. Yeah, even the Momo support. Yeah. Yeah, that's honestly pretty optimal, I think. Yeah. And ironically, if I do add versus Yamato, we also have to use my bad Yamato because I don't want Yamato's Super 10. So I said this before, Yamato is a good unit to have 2 copies of. But yeah, we could definitely do that. And we can just do a big damage reduction support like Brook. Wait, did we just finish this? Are we done? Is this the team? If it works. We don't know if it works. I'm hoping it works, but yeah, looks pretty good. I guess we changed the ship. What ship do I even use? I guess I used the Sunny. It's my highest rainbow ship, so let's just go with that. Okay, that's one down. Took half an hour. I can live with that. Okay. Yeah, this is a whale team. It wasn't really my intention to make a whale team, but I don't know, for me it's easier to build stacked at the beginning, then get a feel for the boss, and then try Who's the friend captain? Friend captain will be Gear 5 Luffy. You could swap Zoro for Int Straw Hats. Not sure what you mean by Int Straw Hats. But yeah, this is a stack team. And we'll see if it works. I will try it at least. Should be some good damage. We even managed to fit 3 chain boost, 1 which you are not supposed to bypass, but Bonnie is a bit of a cheat. We even get base attack boost with the Urog here, so yeah, what I love with teams like this is how it perfectly comes together thanks to the support. For Luffy rainbow damage. You're thinking like that. Well, I could try and find an int unit, but I doubt it will be worth it. Luffy will hit hard anyway, even without... Well, he already hits super effectively, you don't need rainbow damage. But I see that we're just 1 unit away from being 5 colors. But, like, you can't drop any of the 2 Psy, and you can't drop any of the 2 Quick. Like, Zoro could be replaced for a int unit that does some kind of conditional. It's possible. But then we also have to factor in the def up. And yeah, I think I prefer to keep it like this. Ulti Black Maria, sadly they need a captain to be a specific class so they don't work. I know this because I've tried to put them on teams before. They are hard to put on teams. Well, I can double check and showcase. And yeah, if captain is cerebral or driven, delays all enemies, blah blah blah. Lyric says, I really hope they add Kizuna team space like they did with TM. Yeah, me too. It's one of the biggest weaknesses of Kizuna, along with like better rewards and stuff like that. Pedro says we took Queen instead of Zoro. I was actually thinking about we took Queen. We get back to the issue though before of needing 3 Straw Hats as subs for this team for the EX. Could still be worth, like we could drop Bonnie, but yeah, like we could have 2 variations of this team for sure. Like if we save this, we can do Queen here. Queen is definitely good. It's funny how good Queen works with the Straw Hats. This is not the first time he works good with them. And then this strength needs to be Straw Hat, of course. Like the question is, what Straw Hats do we even put here? Yeah, we lose the EX Super, we need to put a Straw Hat here, which could be possible. Not going to say it's not possible, but I don't have any clear-cut idea in mind. I'll do this, that I do it like that. I save this, and I might come back to it later. But now I feel pretty down with this super boss for now. Keep it like that. And let's look at the final boss. And this one I have legit not looked at all. Not even a glimpse. Okay. Let's bring it up and take a look. There we go. Fighter Powerhouse. Let's prepare for that. Fighter Powerhouse. You know something is very wrong when stage 2 has more debuffs than final stage. What the... the Spear Captain top right. Resilient, 5 turns of this new debuff. I have no idea what that is. Unfavorable slots, type recovery 1 turn, so tandem or some unchangeable orb. Oh, almost everything is defeated action. That's actually not bad. Defeated and stalling, yeah, that's not too bad. So basically 2 debuffs, and you take some damage when killing, and you can get the captain special back. So that's very weird, but okay. We get to use the captain special twice. I'm sure that helps some of the new units. Final stage, you are allowed to use increased damage taken again. Super type. Damage threshold, paralysis. You're not allowed to have attack boost. Vulno recovery tandem, slot multiplier 1.5. Like, come on. Come on, that's all I say. Interrupt, slot multiplier change of favorable orbs, you get a heal. Yeah, I was thinking it that you could use gear 5 here too. We'll see, maybe. And you get a random swap. And I will say random swap, since we can control the swaps by resetting the game, so that's not too bad. Okay. Pretty weird. But the asset, gear 5 pretty good here too. Resist the spear. Still no unit in the game who can handle Resilient. We just have to try and handle it anyway. If someone's not getting it, I'm joking, by the way. It's obviously Resilience. Oops. Let's move back. There we go. Okay. Let's just start throwing stuff in. So let's see if we can do the same combo again. Oops. It's annoying that you can't search for that. Okay, we're doing this again. Very original. But yeah. We handle the spear, we can get increased damage taken. Fighter powerhouse. I don't think we can even use Queen then. Which is a shame. We can't use the Sorrow either. So yeah, this class combo does have some weaknesses. What classes are Big Mom, by the way? Driven powerhouse, right? Yes. Okay. My current thinking is like, how are we going to fit a lot of the staples for Luffy here without the seed reduction? Like Robin, for example. We'd want to fit Robin. We could try and fit all colors. Let me run Germa. And I have -2 CD, but yeah, it's rough. Robin, I think you can stall with Mr. Tree as well, though. Something like that. But we get back to the problem, like what's going to be the super tandem here. That's pretty important. What options do we have? Powerhouse Fighter. Let's look at that first. Luffy's good, of course, but we can't really use that. This isn't a rainbow super tandem, right? It is, actually. Pretty interesting. Law Kid, but they aren't the boosted rights. And sadly they aren't fighter powerhouse. And sadly I don't have mine maxed, so sadly not that great. If we look at Sorrow again, because it should be same CD as Robin, right? One more, that's annoying. We do have Nami, which helps a bit more since we have paralysis. Did you eat dinner? Yes, I've eaten dinner. I'm good. Let's leave it at that for now. Let's look at the debuffs again. Well, need to handle the resilience somehow. How am I even going to handle the resilience? That's so weird on these particular contents. We also have the attack boost getting reduced. So with that in mind, Momo, but can I even get... Momo isn't boosted here, right? Momo is Free Spirit Slasher, I think. Yeah. Would have been good otherwise. But if I can use Sorrow, he's a 2-turn attack booster, so we're good in that aspect. But the question is if we can get him ready. I will just have to try that in practice. But yeah, we can get Sorrow's attack boost, so we're pretty good then. Need to handle the paralysis. We're at 15 star decks now. Support Simon on Luffy. Not sure what that one is. This is the only one I have. Unless you mean Momo. Yeah, it's possible. It's actually possible since we're probably going to use Sorrow for final stage then. I am aware that getting the CD here will be a big issue. Did I even see if Sorrow had some CD reducer? I don't think he has a great one though. Yeah, it's basically Mr. Tree, so we have to be logical here. Move Mr. Tree to Sorrow. Robin can get Croc, and now they are both the same. So with this setup, Robin and Sorrow are ready at the same time at least, but still of course not guaranteed that they will be ready for final stage. And I can put Momo on to keep it in mind that this is a potential strat. Okay, paralysis. And I want to add reduce CD because we're probably going to need it. Ooh. That's pretty interesting actually. Oh, I realized I have two... We're back to the same issue again. I have too quick. What color was this? Oh, it's strength. Oh, it's X. Okay, I can't use both of them. I need to remove Robin or Sorrow. Robin could actually be removable due to the captain swap. So we could have a case where we move up like another unit to captain instead of gear 5. Deck Sanji. If we do it like this, if we go with this hybrid idea a bit, mom, and now we need another powerhouse or something to move up to captain. Are there even any good options here? Yeah, I get that Sandy can swap up. Are you thinking about the potential of using something as captain before? The problem with that is that Sanji and Big Mom has the same color. But of course it could be like a replacement to Zoro too, but I feel like Zoro is pretty good here. And the another problem with this idea is the fact that I need 3 straw hats, of course. I think what I need to accept here is that I could use 6+ Luffy, but we're not using 6-star Luffy as strength captain. Then I can use Robin and Zoro as long as we solve the CD. And as Frank Captain, I could maybe use the new Luffy. Let me double check what he does. Where can I find the Robin? Oh yeah, she's not these classes. Croc. Let's go to the tavern and check. What did this Luffy do again? Haven't used him for a bit now. -2 CD is great. Heroes uses paralysis too. Okay, yeah, we're doing this. We're doing this. But okay, what chain buff did he do? Chain boundary, pretty dope. Oh yeah, he also applies increased damage taken, but it's a pretty low one. He can also do a 2-turn attack boost, so he does that instead of Zoro, which means Zoro is less needed. I still think Zoro is good for the Super Tandem, but yeah, the increased damage taken mainly. But Zoro should be viable, useful in this scenario. And yeah, it's just hard to get back the Luffy special, I guess. To use it twice. Or I just use it once and I get Zoro's attack boost to go with the Luffy. But of course Zoro doesn't boost that Luffy in terms of attack. Which is very unfortunate. Slash a free spirit, that Luffy is fighter powerhouse. Yeah, very unfortunate. Obviously we don't need to use this sound in this situation. I do really want to use the Frank Captain Luffy twice. But sadly only the Captain Luffy will... Well, not even him will let you help to get the special back. That's unfortunate. Well, we already have fit quite a bit here, so the remaining colors are int and dex. And yeah, like Sanji could be a good fit here, for example. We can put them in for now. Then I get a Shame Boundary Frame and a Shame Boost. Pretty good synergy here. And then we just have int left. And this int can be anything in that case. I do need to remember that since I have a different frame captain now, I don't automatically handle all debuffs. The spear is handled. If I go with the Momo support on Luffy, we handle the Resilient. Type recovery are not matching. I can put the Germa support on. No, I can't because we don't get any ores changed. Damn it. Damn it all. Well, I can use the captain and get his special back. He doesn't change orbs with that though. But like it depends on the color of stage 2. Like if it's a strength mini boss, Zoro will have a 1 orb and easily smash it. So we can maybe leave that alone for a while. Yeah, just matching, we don't get any. But final stage, we also have damage threshold. But I think we have, or we don't have color affinity yet with this team either, which is pretty good to have. Let's add that back. Like Queen is good, but he's not boosted. Does he have anything to reduce CD? That's a shame. That's a big shame. Otherwise, on paper, this is pretty dope. Don't think it gets much better than this. It's just the CD issue. This is what I did, by the way. I forgot to change again. Yeah, I forgot about the Nami. If we put the Nami on Sanji, some more seed reduction. Zoro. Sadly, we can't use that. But the Zoro though on earlier levels, by the way. Yeah, he always does a boost. Yeah, that's a big shame. Zoro and Queen compete for the same support. Worst case scenario though, I can Limit Break expand Queen, like Queen is 15, Jesus. So I have a hard time seeing this working, but for now, something like that. And see if we can get enough CD with the ship. Robin Sailor also reduces CD. Both captains reduce CD. Does Luffy do it for Queen though? Maybe not the best one to click on. Yeah, he reduces CD for everybody, so that's fine. Honestly, I feel pretty burnt out. I think this is where we leave it for now. I'm going to try it and I might just build something completely different. Like, my main priority in the beginning is the one for all, which is looking pretty solid. We'll use the new Kaido as friend captain. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty burnt out now. I streamed for nearly 2 hours, so that's basically my limit I've come to notice. But yeah, this is my first ever team building stream, so I hope you guys enjoyed, who stick around. I'm sure it's just a special bunch of people that are interested in hanging out for team building. I see that there's 23 of you right now, and I'm very grateful for all of you for keeping here. I also actually got some really good feedback from a lot of you, so yeah, it was really fun. I'll definitely do this again sometime. We'll see when. But yeah, thanks for hanging out and watching. See ya. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.